If you are a real estate investor or a wholesaler interested in generating more leads and you want to be able to do that with online marketing as opposed to cold calling, then in this video, I'm going to share with you the results of campaigns that we're running to give you an idea of what it cost and how quickly you can get this going. And all of a sudden now you're inundated with leads and opportunities. And now you're going to be doing more deals because the more leads you have, the more deals you can do. So this is an example of a Facebook campaign that has been running for quite some time. So one of the things about these sort of campaigns is that the hard thing is setting them up. Once you set them up, then they are very easy to keep them going for a very extended period of time. So the setup is really one of the toughest, but after you get past that, everything else becomes easier. Now, in this campaign, I'm going to go back the last 30 days. Actually, this campaign has been running longer than 30 days. So if I look at maximum, this campaign has spent $6,800, multiple deals done from this campaign, 289 leads. But let's look at the last 30 days. Last 30 days, 97 leads at $23 per lead. Now, this campaign is targeting states. So it's targeting the top 20 or so states that we do business in. And one of the key things about this campaign is that the budget is $75 a day. You don't have to run it at $75 a day. We have clients running at $35 or $50 a day. So you could run them at various levels. You can pause the campaign. So if you get inundated with leads and all of a sudden now you need more time to be able to catch up, you can pause it and then restart the campaign. In terms of the creatives and what we're using, for these campaigns, we're using what's called dynamic creative. So if I look at here, you can see that on this campaign, there's a variety of different images here that are being used, as well as videos. And you can see here on this column where the leads are coming from. So it's very quickly, you can see that the leads here there are some leads that are coming from these images. I'll click on one of these so you can see what they look like here. That's one of the images here. But the majority of the leads, you can say 58 leads, are coming from this particular video. Now that's a video of me, and this is actually a client's account for our partner program. So when you're in our partner program, we actually set this up for you, and also I record videos for your campaign, so then that way you don't have to do it. This one has 25 leads. So even though this campaign has a combination of images and videos, the majority of the ad spend is because of the videos. So video creatives are really, really key, and that's because when you're advertising on Facebook, most people are using images, and so what ends up happening is that you see one ad and all of a sudden it's very easy for you to see multiple ads. However, when shown videos, there's more inventory available to advertise because not as many people are using videos. It's harder to do video. And although you could easily get videos done on Fiverr. So I'll show you something in our TikTok campaign so you can see what we're doing there. But those are the creatives that are working best for us. And then generally, like the video creative is just the best way for video is to simply call out to the audience. So by that, I mean that you, at the beginning part of the video, there's three parts of the video. The ending is always easy. It's just, I always say the same thing. If you're interested, just click the button that you see with this video, and you never know if we just might be the solution you've been looking for. The middle part is where you explain, hey, we buy the property as is, we pay all closing costs, we can close quickly, etc. And that might change a little bit depending on the avatar that you're going after. So, and that's dependent on the front end. So the front end of the video, and this video is 59 seconds, all these videos, is where you're calling out to the audience. And you're saying, for example, the best creators right now are ones in which we are calling out to property owners that have properties that need repairs and fixing up. So you could say, do you have a property that needs work and fixing up, that you need to make repairs, but you don't want to do it? And you're thinking about whether or not you should list the property with a real estate agent, but they're going to ask you to make repairs. They're going to, it's going to take a while for the property to sell. have you considered selling the property to a cash buyer who's going to take over the property and not ask you to make repairs, close on it quickly, and still get you a fair price? Well, if that's something you may consider, then perhaps we should talk. My name is Cris. I'm a national property buyer, and we're interested in buying properties all across the country just like that need work and fixing up. We'll buy the property. We're not going to ask you to make any repairs. We will make the transaction very smooth. And so in general, that's what you would say. Another one would be calling out to inherited property owners. Do you own an inherited property and you're interested in selling that property, but you're wondering what is the best way to do that? You could list it with an agent, but an agent's going to ask you to make repairs. It's going to take a while. But what about selling it to a cash buyer? Someone like me. My name is Cris. I'm a national property buyer, and we buy inherited properties all the time. And we buy them without asking to make any repairs or fixing up. Number one. Number two is we're flexible in the sense that maybe you need to sell the property and you have stuff inside the property and you would like to keep some of it, but you don't want the rest of it. That's fine. You can sell the property to us, take what you want, and leave the rest behind. If you have a family member living at the property and you need to sell that property, get them their money so that they can move out, you need some flexibility with that, then we can also help in that regards too as well. So we're very flexible. We're also looking to offer you a fair price. So all you got to do is simply, let's have a conversation and see if it makes sense for us to work together. So with this video, you see a button, click on it, submit your details, and you never know if we just might be the solution you've been looking for. In general, that's how the ads go. So you do a variety of those ads. You can either record them yourself or do them on Fiverr. And that's what that's what's happening on Facebook. So all these leads are coming in various states. And then, we got to keep in mind is that when you're generating this many leads, right? If you're typically generating leads and you're paying, say, a pay-per-lead provider, you're paying a lot of money per lead. 75, 100, 150 bucks per lead. So you're kind of under the obligation, maybe, as you call it, or the pressure that you got to call and try to do something with every single lead. In this scenario, out of all these leads, there's only going to be a handful of these leads that are viable, that are going to be in a good area. The property owner is reasonable and motivated. And so then those are the ones you're going to do business with. So you then transition when you're doing this model. Obviously we're doing deals nationwide, but you're transitioning to a model where it's more of a sifting and sorting type of mechanism, meaning that you're not there to be the most amazing ninja salesperson. You're there to be, you need to be adequate in terms of being a great salesperson, having good tonality, that sort of thing. We talked about that before, but you also want to be in a position where, you're just sifting through the leads. You're figuring out, okay, out of all these leads that are coming through, which ones are the ones that have the most potential? And then on those are the ones you're going to zero in and try to make something happen. Let's go to TikTok real quick. So TikTok and Facebook work very similar together. So I recommend clients get up and running with both. This here is a campaign that just recently got started. So let's share exactly what these numbers look like. So now you don't have to run them at $50 or $100 a day. We just need a lot of leads, and so therefore we run them at that rate. And you can see that the cost per lead is also about the same, $25 and $22 per lead. Now, when I go in here, on some of these campaigns, we are running the ads on both a nationwide level and also targeting states. Now, you can see here that leads have come in from all of these here, 3 from the nationwide, 3 from states, another 2 nationwide, and another 1 states. One thing to note is that with TikTok, you can run nationwide campaigns and get, pretty good areas. Whereas Facebook, you want to run ads across specific states and avoid the states that, generally have a lot of vacant land and not much going on. So for example, so with TikTok, you can target nationwide and still get really great viable leads, but you could also target states as well. And so you can see what the cost per lead is here on this cost per result. And if we look at the ads here, you'll see these are the ads that have produced results. You can see here that we have 2 conversions, and they're all mixed. So even though, like, for example, Inherited has a bunch of conversions, you can see Inherited, And so what we find is that a good portion of the leads that we get are inherited properties. And I think that inherited properties are really, if I think about it, the properties that need repairs and fixing up, inherited properties are and vacant. So if you can if those are like the best three avatars, because they got to sell, they got a situation going on that needs to happen. Divorce is sometimes good or bad. If they bought the property recently, then sometimes they don't have enough equity in order for us to work out an offer. That's the only issue. And then typically, if they own the property long enough, then they're typically going to stay married. So typically, most people get divorced early on after a couple of years of marriage. Anyway, so I would say inherited, vacancy, and repairs are the best. And repairs is really somebody who's owned the property for a while. And a vacancy could be a landlord that has tenants have been removed, or could be, that now that property is vacant and they don't want to deal with that anymore. However, inherited many times encompasses all of them, right? Because you have a vacant property that needs repairs and it's also inherited. That would be amazing. And we get a lot of those. So if you notice here, you see this lady with glasses. I don't want to click on these because then the audio will start playing and then I can't shut it off. But this is a lady who I took my script and I went to Fiverr and I recorded an ad, and I had her record an ad. So if you see here, that has gotten conversions. Lady with glasses, another, so she's gotten a couple conversions, but the majority of conversions have come from my ad, and also from, if you notice, inherited is producing quite a bit of leads, as well as then repairs. So at the end of the day, you can't do image ads on TikTok. It's all driven by video creatives. The other thing to make mention is that you don't need to have a personal TikTok account. A lot of people ask me that. You set up a business account with TikTok and you set up a business account with Facebook, and then you create the ads. You never have to, do anything on camera other than recording the videos or getting somebody on Fiverr to record the videos for you. And these campaigns, actually, all of them are using lead forms. So by lead forms, meaning that we do have a website. You should have a website with a privacy policy. You need one for each of the platforms, but also you need one so then that way you have credibility with the property owner and you can mention your website. But we use what's called an instant page on TikTok, and a lead form is a name for it on Facebook. And it's a form that just built into TikTok allows us to ask a bunch of questions. We ask what type of property this is. Is your property currently listed with a real estate agent? What is the condition of the property? Reason for wanting to sell, who's living at the property address, and the asking price, and then the person's information. And then we have that lead sent to us, to our CRM or to our email or wherever it is that you want the lead sent to. And then my recommendation is to call those leads as quickly as possible. And again, we're having tremendous success. If you are interested in having this here set up for you, and all you got to do is it's like building a car, right? The dealer, when you go to the dealer to buy a car, they never ask you to build it. They built the thing for you. They have it. They deliver it to you. And then they give you an owner's manual to show you how to run it. So we could do that for you. So if you're interested, hit the link in the description, reach out, we'll have a conversation. We have a couple different ways we can help you, and then figure out what's the best way to get this system up and running. So that way you can start generating motivated sellers, have amazing success with this, and start doing deals a lot easier. Because when you have incoming leads, think about this. You have a situation here where, let's see what today is. Some days are slower than others. We have, there's one lead here today. But let's look at yesterday. I tend to look at only the day. It's hard to look at the day of because the day fluctuates, right? I mean, I may only have one lead today, but then later on this evening, I'll get like 3 or 4 leads. And then so everything just works itself out. But imagine here, you have a situation where you had 7 leads come in yesterday. And so it's, rather than cold calling, rather than doing any of that, then you are just talking with motivated property owners all day long. And let's look at one last thing, the breakdown here, because I could do a breakdown by day. And you can see here how the leads come in. So you can see here, for example, we have, if you see here on this, here, you can see 721, 722, 23, 24. And these are the leads: 3 leads, 2 leads, 5 leads, 4 leads, 5, 3, 6. One day, no leads, that's fine, but then it picks up again. So the most important thing, again, with this system is that you have daily leads coming in. So you don't have that pressure of, man, I got to do a deal with this person. Oh, they're a pain in the butt. If somebody's a pain in the butt, you say next. And at the end of the day, you have an overabundance of leads. So that means that gives you confidence that, hey, you're going to put a deal together at some point relatively quickly because you just have so many leads. So hope you find this video helpful. Let me know what I didn't cover in this video and what you would like, and hit the link in the description if you want more help.